Test, test.
Test,
Hello?
test, test. Hello. I think I'm too close. There we go. I think that's good.
Hello? Oh, I'm the bottom.
Yeah,
I'm the bottom. Okay. Kia ora everybody. Welcome to our first episode of Tag Talks. Today we're just going to talk about everything involving tag that's happened recently, that's happened within the last couple of years, and me and Gail are just going to elaborate on everything that's happened and
everything that's gonna happen as well.
Yeah.
Future tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, so we'll get straight into it.
Oh, okay.
So my name's Kingy. I've been playing tag for 12 years. Based in Porirua, born and bred. I've played international through black tags and nationals through Wellington and Porirua, and playing the local module comp here in PC tag. So yeah, that's pretty much about me. What about you, bro?
Sup, my name's Gail. I've been playing tag since I was probably like 19 years old, and yeah, still playing tag in Porirua and Wellington. Played for like with Kingy, I played black tags but in the 21s grade. Played last year, and also was lucky enough to snag a few games over in Australia for 3P tag. So yeah, the whole reason why I'm kind of on this potty is it's just to get the game a bit more, give it a bit more attention, and I kind of don't trust anyone else to, market the game as much as I can myself. So yeah.
And you also just got selected for Samoa
Yes.
for the up and coming international tag series held in Aussie.
Yes.
How did you crack that, bro?
So the coach, so last year when the Samoa boys from Samoa prepping for Pat Cup, for that Pat Cup last year, the 21s men's team, my mom knows the coach. His name's Rory. He knows. My mom knows him, and they asked if I wanted to go and do some training with them. Went and did some training with them, and they reckon to just like pretty much have me in the team while I was over there. So yeah, they had already known that I was with the black tags under Kingy, but yeah, I was just teaching them like things like how to twist, how to tag, and teaching them a few moves and stuff. It was real simple stuff, and they were kind of like, "Where does it mean?" Like, this is mean, and yeah, they've always considered me as one of their boys. And then fast forward to now, Roy, he wanted me on board because they wanted to not just pick from, the island. They wanted to pick, all Samoans that were available.
Around the world.
So me and one of the other boys that was in the 21s men team for the black tags, Laz, he got selected as well. So yeah, we just got nominated, and then Rory just picked from those nominations. But yeah, so I was lucky enough to get selected, and our due date for funding was today, and lucky Laz just made it. Lucky Laz just made it. He like messaged me, "Oh gee, I forgot the things today," and I was like, "Oh, forgot I know, G." Yeah, so yeah, we were lucky enough to get selected, and we're going in August, I think, to Coffs Harbour. So I think they're prepping for the Tag World Cup that's happening next year.
Yes. Hopefully we can get on board on their World Cup soon. But yeah, congratulations, Gail.
Thank you.
Gail and Les.
Thank you.
I think the cool thing from what I've seen is over the last 2 years of watching the Samoa boys come and represent here in New Zealand is that since you've been over for the first time and seeing them now, they've learnt a lot from not only you but like all the teams that they've played against here in New Zealand, and they've come a long way too, because you can see the difference in their skill levels when they come back to New Zealand. It gets better and it gets better.
Yeah.
So they'll be grateful to have you on board, bro.
I'm grateful to be on board, to be honest. I didn't think I was gonna get put through, but lucky enough I got selected to go through. But it's once we get over there, we'll just see what the comp is like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean. Why does this keep disappearing?
Oh, is that the questions?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Alright, so we've got a few questions here from our followers, and we just wanted to give our, I guess, what we think, our answers, and what we think about, what you people think about the game. So I'm just gonna scroll through and pick a few random ones. Girl, you can answer the first, and then I'll go after you.
Okay.
Difference between playing tag in Auckland compared to playing tag in other parts of NZ.
With Auckland, I guess with all like the different spots all over New Zealand, there's different types of, or like styles. Everyone's got their own style. Like Auckland have their style, Wellington have their style, people down south have their style, Hawke's Bay have their style. Over in Aussie, they got their style. Like everyone's got different, like just styles to the way that they play. And that's the great thing, is that like people grow up playing that style for the rest of their lives, and not for the rest of their lives, but for a long time. Like Auckland, they love their quick play the balls, they love their
ISOs.
Yeah, ISOs, just a lot of that, a lot of late cuts, real simple, but really, what's the word?
Effective.
Yeah, real effective, just gameplay. With here in Wellington, they're just more eyes up, it's more eyes up, and it's more just what's seeing and, what's in front, and, everyone's got their weaknesses, everyone's got their pros to their game, and there's just different types of styles just around New Zealand. Because how was their Hawke's Bay the team that you guys played? How was their style?
Their one was more of like a touch style. So they relied on quick plays, long balls, a lot of attacking the ruck. All their moves that they ran were mainly in the ruck, where most of us are like, I know our boys that I train, we like to swing, and we like to run shapes going from the middle of the field to the wing, or from the wing to the wing. But their one is, it's like you're playing a team full of touch players, which is like nothing's wrong with it. I think it brings a lot of dynamic to the game, and it's different though. It's really different, but cool. Oh, that was awesome trip. That was a main game too. But for me, oh shit, what was the question?
The difference between Auckland
and here
and other spots.
Oh, New Zealand. I think the cool thing about Auckland is that they learn like the Dolphin boys. They're like the pinnacle of tag in Auckland, and I think a lot of teams like work hard to want to be like that, which makes their gameplay a lot similar. Like every team,
everyone's
pretty
much the same.
So being like a Wellington-based team and going up to nationals and all that, and versing all these Auckland teams, they all play the same. To what I've played against, anyways. And I think everyone's trying to be, like the pinnacles of tag in Auckland. But for us down here, it's more so, I guess, watching what Auckland does and learning how to break that, I guess. Learning how to overcome their skills and what their strengths are. So like if we had to like evaluate a team before we were to play them, we'd look at how we could break their system and what's going on for their team. Where it could, like, our defense is a good example. Our defense, I think, is really unique, because I've never seen anyone defend like how Wellington put it or defends, which is pretty cool. I think that's one of our strengths, is our patterns and how we, basically what you said before, eyes up footy. But it's more so Wellington likes to adapt to Auckland. That'll be my how to wrap up my answer.
Since everyone in Auckland play the same, when they play against someone outside of Auckland, they're like catches them off guard, you know. So I think that's why we do so well when we go up there, is because a lot of teams, they don't know how to adapt to a team that's different. So, you know, all those Auckland teams, since they just, you know, when they play their modules, they're all very similar, they all play the same. The moment they play a team that's completely different, you know, they either shut down, or like they're not as effective as how they would be against you know, other Auckland teams. But I think that's the main thing that was so different. The thing that's so different between other parts of New Zealand compared to Auckland.
But yeah, shout out to Auckland. Damn,
love playing against you. Love beating you. I know you love beating us as well.
Another question. Let's go with the goats of the game. Goats of the game. You start off. Let's go two.
Go two.
Two goats.
From what I've seen, when I went over to 3P, bro, Keanu Kenny, bro, he's rapid. He was just making it look easy, eh? Like, I was getting itchy feet watching them all play, and I was like, frick. But watching him, you know, run, and the way that he was just piecing up, this was in the All-Star game, the way he was just piecing up the other team, it was just crazy. And my other one, bro, highlight demon, is Odell. Is it that
Odell Wong?
Bro,
yes sir.
Odell, bro, he is.
Shout out Odell, bro.
1v1. Has he ever lost a 1v1? I don't think he ever has.
I don't think he will.
Bro, he is shifty, and bro, he even played in the All-Star game as well, bro. He was pretty quick, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are two just current ones there. I'd say are real mean.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Odell. I've watched him for a bit now. He's been. I remember playing him in the 21s grade where we won, and he was in the Monaco Dolphins 21s. Fuck, he was just killing it, bro. He's just so nippy, G. Like, I don't know, can't explain it. Yeah. And that's what that grade's all about, the 21s, you know, ISO and dancing and all that kind of stuff. And he's top tier when it comes to that stuff. And his defense is fucking awesome too. So shout out Odell, it's my boy. For me, I'm gonna go a bit old school for my first one, and I'm going to say Tristan Waipodi. I've been watching Tristan ever since I first trialled for the Maldives in 2016, I think it was, for Oceania. I trialled for the 21 boys, and our trial was to trial against the Open Men's at the time, and Tristan was playing, and the South Auckland boys, and it's something that I've never ever seen before in tag, and I'm sure Auckland know Tristan as like better than I do, and know how much he's given to this game, and yeah, he's top tier for me. Big shout out to Tristan and his son Tanapi. Tanapi is just killing it right now, and it goes to show, you know, your dad, bro, the man. And my second one, this one's been hard because I've had heaps, but it's just been hard to crack down on one. I'm gonna go a bit current. And say Sam Nutty, Hood Legends, Monaco Dolphins, Meitaki Open Mix. He does it all, eh? He covers every aspect on the tag field, you know. He can kick, he can D, he's got a bit of speed, footwork will fucking doom. And his comms are crazy. I've seen a few mic'd up sessions with him, and yeah, hopefully we can link up with some of these boys when we come back up to Auckland. I know they've been dying to get on. I know a few people have been wanting to get some Auckland people on to get a better look at tag in Auckland. So hopefully we can make something work. We'll go one more question.
Do one that we haven't done.
Yeah.
From the last one.
Who's got the best player IQ?
Best player IQ. Dom's IQ is pretty mean. Right, his IQ. I think that's what makes him so good. With his IQ. But another guy who I did not expect to have such mean IQ was Matt Hardigan. So he runs the 3P tag comp. And bro, like when he rocked up, I was like, oh, it's just some like. So the team that I was coaching when we went, that was the whole reason why I was over in Aussie for 3P last year in November for the junior comp. So we were doing some training on the field, and Matt rocks up, and I was like, oh well, Matt, I thought he was just like some guy that runs the 3P tag comp. But it turns out he ends up. I only just seen him at the All-Star game when he was playing. Bro, he is freaking shifty, and I did not expect it. So he doesn't have like an athletic build.
Yeah.
That's why. So he's like, as soon as he rocks up, he was like running heaps of shape, bossing guys around. There was like heaps of NRL players that he was bossing around, like Jackson Paulo. He was like, yeah, it was just like telling me, stand here. And bro, he's a real smart player, and that kind of caught me off guard because I didn't really know who he was, just because I'm from New Zealand and I didn't really know who anyone was over in Aussie.
Yeah.
But Matt Hardigan, shout out. See you in November.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I've watched both of Matt Hardigan's All-Star games, and he's one of those guys where you just look at him and you're like, oh, mismatch.
Yeah.
But then when really, bro, he's got you locked up. He's got you double thinking.
He's pretty rapid as well.
Yeah.
He's pretty speedy. I was like, dang.
He's a good playmaker too. I watched the way he shaves the ball and passes. Fuck, he's done. Shout out, Matt. If you need any players for All-Stars,
We're
just
right here.
I was meant to be there last year, but your weather sucks. But yeah. Matt has invited us to 3P Tag, and has set us up a tent, bro, for our podcast, so we'll get to shoot content over there. So yeah, shout out Matty, shout out Tegan, everyone. We'll definitely get Matty on and whoever else is around at the time. But big shout out to Matty and Tegan Hardigan and everyone involved in the 3P Tag.
Yeah.
But fuck me. Shit. I'm gonna go and say I've been watching this. I watched this guy play Trans-Tasman, and I did not know he was over 30. So he's been playing open men's for like quite some time now, and I've seen him in the 30s grade for New Zealand and Tyrone Upper. Oh, that guy is something else. I remember versing him too a couple years ago. He was playing open mix for South Auckland, I think it was. I've played against him a few times, and fuck, he's something else. He's a playmaker, but just something about him is a lot different to any other playmaker. So shout out Tyrone. He's a cookie brother as well, so it's probably why. No, hand-eye coordination. But yeah, Trans-Tasman. What were your thoughts on Trans-Tasman, bro? Any highlights from the series?
I just saw like just clips just on like TikTok and Insta. Bro, like there's like I didn't realize how like weak the teams were for NZ. Like they were weak. Like most of those teams wouldn't even win a nationals if it was if it was actually New Zealand wide. It was actually pretty shocking that every team got swept. Like nearly every single team got swept. Who were the teams that won it? The 30s men's.
The 30s men's were the only New Zealand team to take it out. And the open men's,
they were close.
Lost in a shootout. Yeah.
That's still good. Like for like the best, like the open men's team will be the best team in all of New Zealand, and they only just lost. So that's speaking volumes. But the sort of depth that they had, in terms of like the 21s men's, 21s mixed, just all those, even the was there 18s or not?
No, I don't know. I think there might have been. I'm not too sure.
Oh yeah, I don't know either. But all of the teams pretty much got swept, and it was really disappointing to see because it makes New Zealand like just look weak. It makes the comp here look like just not what it used to be.
Mm.
So it's pretty disappointing to see that, you know, a lot of teams, you know, fell short because of, I don't know, just because they didn't have a strong enough team to go against Aussie, who actually take that stuff serious, who actually hold trials, who actually, you know, pick players that play tag properly, and, you know, that's the whole reason why they lost, is because they didn't pick through all of New Zealand.
And I think that comes back to Inter-TFI, you know, having such a small look at the game here in New Zealand and only picking, I'm not trying to sound biased or anything, but only picking from Auckland. And not only that, it could have came down to cost, you know, some of our best players, you know, ain't the wealthiest people, so...
Yeah. And it was a week, wasn't it a week after Pat Cup as well?
It was like
Or like,
two,
yeah, it was
weeks,
it wasn't, there was like a short gap from Trans-Tasman to Pat Cup, and the Pat Cup comp was huge. Like, there was like so many teams in every single grade, and yeah, so a lot of costing. Probably that was another thing that probably stuffed up the teams, and also how many grades there were. There was too many grades. Like, you don't need to have a 37s, 47s, and then 57s. Like, you don't need to have that many teams. Just have a masters, you have open men's, you have a seniors, and that's it. Like, you know, like you don't, and then 21s or whatever. Like, you don't need these 37s, 47s, 60s. You don't need that many teams. You know, that's probably why, because so many teams were stretched thin, and it's, you know, they were stretched thin even more when they only picked from Auckland. So like, of course you guys aren't going to win, because firstly you're not picking the best players, and probably your best players are playing in a different grade as well. So that's just, it's just disappointing. But shout out to Auckland, because they still, you know, went and played, and I guess gave up a good fight, I guess. But you know, that we are biased because we are from Wellington. But for me, I just think that it would have been better if we had
a proper system.
Yeah, a proper system where, you know, we pick from all of New Zealand, not just from one spot in New Zealand. Like, Auckland are good. Like, we're not trying to, you know, say that Auckland suck and like we should be put on board. We're saying that Auckland isn't, like, there are some Auckland players that should have been replaced with like Wellington or like Hawke's Bay or down south or whatever, you know. They just should be swapped out, not the whole entire team changed. That's what we're trying to say. The open men's, the fact that they, you know, only just lost speaks volumes with the kind of depth that we have here in New Zealand, because if they only just pick from Auckland, imagine if they pick from all of New Zealand, you know, in an open men's team. Like, that would be insane.
I didn't mind the open men's.
Yeah, I didn't mind that.
Only because the top 3 teams that place high in our nationals and stuff like that in New Zealand were in that squad. So not only did they just have the Manukau Dolphin boys who have been winning it the last 3 years, but they also had some South Auckland boys in there, some Counties Manukau boys in there, and that's something that you want to. I guess that's something we may be able to look at, having your top 3 teams that take out your nationals, and then you could possibly select from there. It sort of makes sense, you know, that you wouldn't want to pick players from like teams that came dead last or teams that can't even win. So it was pretty cool,
put into the team, like put into the comp as well. So that's also another reason why.
But yeah, I only managed to watch the 21s, the men's, the 30s men's, and the open mix. Didn't really get to watch anyone else, but what I seen from those grades, outstanding from the open men's, you know. It's not like Aussies gave them a hiding or anything. I think the first game was like 2-1.
Yeah, a lot. They didn't give the teams hidings, especially the 21s men's. Like, it was only 7-4, 7-3, 7-3. So like, and there's two pointers as well. So it's not that much of a hiding. But
I think after that, World Cup's gonna be a lot different. You know, the boys are gonna bounce back big time from that. So I'd like to see how the Open Men's go at World Cup.
Yeah.
Hopefully they have the same team, if not better.
Yeah.
Same with the 30s, because once upon a time the 30s used to play in the men's, and I think they pumped Aussies as well. So
Yeah.
it's pretty good. Yeah. Fantasy.
Yep.
Another fantasy game. Names are given to each of us, and then we just give them their price and their average. Yeah, just a little bit of fun for those fantasy heads out there. So yeah, price, average, and compared to in the NRL.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Do you want me to give you a name, or did you want your own name?
No, you give.
Alright, since we spoke about this fella, Odell Wong.
Odell Wong. Yeah, he makes a lot of breaks. A lot of line breaks, and he sets up a lot of tries, so he's not, he'd be in the middle. I'd give him a pricing of, I'd go 770. I'd go 770.
That's valid.
And I'd say his average would be, I'd say 62 points, I'd say.
Shout out Odell.
I'd compare him to
KP? No.
Benji,
yes sir. Yep.
Benji Marshall.
Check it out, bro.
Chuck you on. I'll give you Mr. Hosking Vinicki.
Ooh, Hosking.
Cousin.
Yeah.
It's named after my family. Just saying.
Hosking Vinicki. Footwork is fucking immaculate. Ball plays. I see him in the middle too, so he defends quite a lot. Heaps of chatter. I've heard him chat. And his IQ is something else too. So
he's real chill and real just chill on the field. Like he's not rushing things. He's not frantic. He's just really just calm, cool, and collective.
Yeah. So Hosking, price. What did you say? 7
I said 774.
774. So, fuck, he'll definitely be up there, Hosking. Like, fuck, if anything, the same. They sort of have a similar play style, eh?
Yeah, they are pretty similar.
Yeah.
The only difference is I'd say Hosking uses his hips a lot more than Odell. Odell's more
Footwork.
Yeah.
Ball playing. They both ball play too.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, around 770. 770 for Odell with an average. Oh, Odell. Hosking with an average of 61. 61. Wait, let me rephrase that. 61. 61 in the Open Men's. And after watching him at the Tawila Tag Festival, bro, player of the tournament.
Yeah, player of the tournament.
For the Open Mixed grade, bro, that guy is he's a $1 million man for that grade. $1 million man for the Open Mixed grade, and fuck.
And then Open Men's, what do you say?
Yeah, like
770.
With like a 61 average.
It's valid.
And his NRL comparison would have to be someone shifty, bro. Someone that like Keanu Kinney or
Jai Gray.
Jai Gray is a good shout. Jai Gray isn't. Yeah, Jai Gray.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you to everyone for tuning into our first episode. Please.
Oh wait! I got one more segment.
Okay.
I got a segment.
I'll cut this up.
All right. This is the blind rank tier list. All right. So we got I'll name them off,
Yep.
and our tiers are. So the top one is best of the best.
Yep.
Our second tier is beast. So our beast tier. Our third tier is better than nothing, and then our last tier is box like a fish. So I'm gonna give you 4 names, and you go either best of the best, beast, better than nothing, or box like a fish. All right. So I'll start from the top and work all the way down. Okay. Gonna go with current best team in New Zealand, Manukau Dolphins.
What was the top 2? Best of the
Beast.
best?
So beast tier and best of the best.
Best of the best was top A.
And just saying, you don't know who the other 3 are.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm just gonna play it safe and say best of the best.
best of the best,
Best of the best,
Manukau Dolphins. Okay, next one. We got
Fuck.
H&F Sports Club.
Damn. Bro. Beast tier. What's third?
Better than nothing.
I'm gonna be humble and say better than nothing.
Okay. Better than nothing.
You motherfucker.
Gee. No. H&F's
Fuck.
got a chance against these next 2
Damn.
trust. Third one, New Zealand Stingrays.
I mean, like, I'm not a hater or anything, but when it comes to repping New Zealand, you know, that's home. That's home, New Zealand. So, box like a stingray. Sorry.
New Zealand.
Fuck.
That is Odell's team as well.
I know. This is not pointed out directly at you, Adele, but just, you know, it's home. It's home.
Okay, and our last team, take it easy.
Take it easy. And
Yeah.
they finish at, what was the?
It's Wheeler.
No, what was the last category that I had?
Beast tier. So that was
Beast
the
tier.
second.
Yeah, I'll give that.
Beast tier.
And that only makes sense, you know, they were our finalists for Pack Cup and the Open Men's, and deservingly they deserve
Yeah.
to be there. So I'm pretty happy with my picks. Yeah. Oh, you should have told me I would have done one for you. Damn.
So at the top we got Manukau Dolphins, best of the best.
Yeah.
We got Take It Easy as on the Beast tier. We got Better Than Nothing tier H&F, and then we got
Oh,
Box Like a Fish New Zealand Stingrays.
I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with that.
No, okay.
Like, fuck, I reckon I could put a H&F men's team to beat the Stingrays.
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous.
So if you ever want a team to come over, let us know. But I'm H&F all day, and
That'll be Right, that'll be mean playing it to them because I always
Yeah.
see their clips.
Yeah.
That's the whole
Yeah.
that's how I found out about Odell. Was from
But he was mixed, eh?
yeah, he was mixed though, yeah. But they did have an open men's team. They were looking.
Nah, fuck. I stand on business, bro. H&F all day. But yeah. Oh, okay. We can keep doing that every week.
Yeah, or the potty.
Yeah, that's a good one, G. Shout for that. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in to our first episode. It's been a long time coming. We've had so many opportunities to give content out to you, but we've just had a few issues with audio and stuff like that. But hopefully this one goes well. Yeah, please go ahead and follow all our socials on TikTok and Instagram and now YouTube. So TagTalks.Sports is where it's at. Thank you to everybody. Until the next one, ka kite. Kia manuia. Mean, dude.